The expedition is set to rendezvous with the Essex soon, where we will be handing off the research team to. All the researchers have been given temporary quarters, but one, at least for the time being. While Dr. Lockley remains in the brig for his inept actions and behavior during the incident that befell the researchers, but for the time being, the crew is taking it easy until we rendezvous. Hopefully, after that, we can begin on our 5-year mission into the unknown. And Captain's log.
All right, so I'm gonna have this episode start off. This is in the morning before Alpha shift. You know, you're getting ready, putting on your new uniforms, maybe grabbing breakfast, things like that. So, really quickly, just everyone just kind of walk me through what their morning routines are, or what your character's morning routines would be.
So I guess DeGrasse would be sleeping up until probably the last possible minute, jumping out, gunning coffee, and then probably half-heartedly trying to get some morning push-ups in just to try to boost his fitness a little more. But other than that, it's sort of a rush to get ready and get things going.
So DeGrasse doesn't wake up a minute before he has to.
Art reflects life, so
Nidan, being very much not a morning person, will wake up over an hour ahead of time so that she can kind of blearily sip at her coffee and slowly get her brain online.
And Josh will get up early, uh, probably shower, dress, eat something, and look over his duty roster in preparation.
Just leaves Casey and then the captain, I believe.
Yeah, Casey's probably a bit of an earlier riser. Probably does a light workout before he has breakfast.
The captain will get up slightly early, do a slight jog on the corridor, around the corridor on where her quarters are at. Take Jezu for a slight walk. Um, then sonic shower, eat breakfast while reading the Gamma Shift's reports, and then head up to the bridge after she's donned on her uniform.
Cool. Right. So who do I want to pick on then? I think I already decided. Okay, so everyone's morning routines are pretty much go off without a hitch. Everyone gets their morning routines going down packed. That's not it's a typical morning for everybody. However, Nadan, when you go to put on your uniform finally, after your 45 minutes of sipping your coffee, slowly waking up, um, you notice that your uniforms and several other pieces of clothing in your wardrobe have holes in them.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. I will examine them and see if it looks like it's age or if it looks like it's like pest damage or if it looks like it was somehow intentionally damaged.
Give me insight science difficulty of 1.
It helps if I'm on the right page on my sheet. One. Sweet.
All right, so the uniforms are actually newer, maybe replicated within the last couple of weeks. So it's definitely not wear damage. And you don't notice any signs of tampering with your wardrobe.
Ah. Do I have a replicator in my room?
Yeah. Yeah, most senior staff do have replicators in their rooms.
Okay, I'll just I'll recycle the damaged one and try to replicate a new one. If I can, anyway.
There it is. You play with the replicator, you recycle the old ones, and then you're able to get a fresh uniform out.
Great. I'll pull it on and tell the computer to log the clothing damage.
Data has been logged.
And I'll stop in on my way to the bridge. I'll stop in at the with the science department and see if anybody else has experienced similar.
F So you get to your science lab and you start talking to your science team, and no one had anything happen like what you had this morning.
Okay. Well, then I'll report for duty and make a log to or make a mental note to investigate later after my shift.
Right, awesome. All right, Mendrock, you're sitting in your quarters. You probably already have your uniform on. You've probably already eaten at this point, and
Mhm.
you're probably looking over the day's duty roster and maintenance logs, or maintenance schedule, I should say.
Mhm.
While you're doing this, um, you notice that the lights in your quarters are starting to flicker.
Okay. And have the computer do a diagnostic.
Right, go ahead and give me insight or reason with engineering difficulty 1. All right, you guys get a momentum out of that. So the computer comes back with a report that there appears to be a power surge within the section.
Okay. Um, where is it coming from?
Cause
What
unknown.
cause unknown? Okay. I will contact um engineering and see if there's any other reports of power fluctuations or power surges.
They're not reporting any others other than what is coming from the section you're in.
Okay.
And for convenience, I'll just say your quarters are on deck 10.
All right. I will grab my tricorder and go take a look. See if I can locate where the surge is coming from.
All right, so where exactly are you trying to look at?
I'll scan my photos first, and then I'll like step out into a hall and see if I can track the energy wave.
Give me. Let's go with reason or insight with engineering difficulty 2.
All right. Diagnostics or computers, I suppose.
No.
All right. Oh, yeah, too. Did that work?
Yeah, I'm typing something to you.
Oh, okay.
God, I can't type today. All right, while you're doing that, Casey, you probably enter your quarters right after your morning run. You probably built up a light sweat. You probably got your heart rate up a little bit, maybe breathing a little bit heavily. What do you do?
Hit the shower. Have a good shower and shave before getting into uniform and reporting in.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fitness medicine. Difficulty 2.
Do any of my focuses apply?
No, I don't think so.
I'll spend one momentum. If I get it back. Yeah. That didn't help.
All right, so you're heading to the shower, and you take off your clothes, they're about to jump in, and you look down at one of your legs, and you spot a small um blemish to your skin, maybe about the size of like a maybe like if you were to take a pen and draw a circle, it's about that big. It's red in color.
Um, I guess he'll just scan it with his tricorder. See if he can find out what it is.
All right, give me insight or reason with medicine, difficulty 2.
Do we have any momentum? Because I spent it last time, but I don't think I gained any.
You probably don't.
All right. And that's the best I can do.
With your rush trying to get to the shower, you kind of look at it and you're like, you look at it with your tricorder and nothing really comes up, but because you're kind of rushing to try to get to your duty shift, you don't think anything of it anymore, so you go about the rest of your morning routine.
Got it. Cool.
And we'll go ahead and cut to the bridge. There's a lot of people on it. So both turbo lifts are full with everybody heading to the duty shifts or whatever. So these are who are on the turbo lifts if there's any roleplay you want to do on there.
Fine.
And all groups of people end up on the bridge, eager to start your duty shifts. And I'll open the floor to any free roleplay you guys want to do when you get to your duty shifts.
Helm, what's our ETA to the rendezvous coordinates?
We should rendezvous with the Essex in about 12 hours, Captain.
Anything to report from Gamma Shift? I don't see anything on the records.
It looked to be a quiet night, Captain.
Well, hopefully, with approval from the Admiral, we can set on our 5-year mission. There's a particular stellar nursery that seems intriguing.
Well, good morning, Captain. Yeah, I agree. I would be interested to get on with our mission. Would be nice to be out and about again, on the road, as it were. DeGrasse looks over at Casey. Casey, how was the night?
Oh, pretty good, sir. I got a good light workout in before I got in here as well, so feeling refreshed overall.
Good. And Lieutenant Nadon, how was your night?
It was good, although oddly, several of my uniforms and articles of off-duty clothing were damaged this morning. Not sure what that's about.
Damaged? In what way?
Not really sure, Commander. It was, it wasn't, it didn't look intentional, but they were new articles of clothing, so it wouldn't make sense for it to be just wear and tear. I have no idea.
Huh.
Maybe we have moths, Commander.
I was about to say that, or you wouldn't happen to be prone to sleepwalking, would you?
Uh, Not to my knowledge, Commander. But the clothing in question was put away uh, in my dresser. So
Huh.
unless I were to have like sle- slept open the drawers and put it on and then somehow wore it out during the night, I have no idea.
It's either way, it's very odd. I'm not entirely sure what to say to that, but I'm glad to see you in non-damaged clothes on shift. DeGrasse kind of glances at the captain.
Maybe we should go through the transport record. Maybe we picked up some hitchhikers in the transporter, which didn't filter them out.
Well, leave that to me, Captain. I'll be sure to check.
Mr. Casey, you were on the away team. Did you notice anything strange with your clothing being tampered with?
Nothing with my clothing, Captain, and well, nothing really of note on my end.
Nothing for me either, Captain.
Well, in any case, it'd probably be best to go over the logs and to make sure.
Can everybody on the senior staff give me fitness medicine difficulty of 1?
Survival for focus.
No.
You know what? Take a threat.
I gotta find you guys in the chat. All right, I think I'll just say this. I think it'd be easier. For Mendrock and DeGrasse, probably right around your ankles. Both of you start to experience itching around those sites.
I will curiously like step into my office in the engineering department and step aside and like unlace my boot or whatever and take a look. Like, I don't have any allergies. What's going on?
DeGrasse will just bend over and reach his hand into his boot and begin scratching his ankle.
All right.
Well, I mean, how urgent is it? Like, how much of a is it distressingly itchy or?
Like it's one of those you can't quite scratch the itch type things.
Okay.
You know, so you scratch it, you'll be fine for a couple minutes, and then oh man, it scratches. You know, it itches again.
Okay. Yeah, DeGrasse will just try to scratch it or rub his ankles together to try to use the boots or something.
And I'm pretty sure everyone on the bridge is noticing this.
Just furiously scratching.
Is everything all right, Commander?
I think so, sir, but my ankles just begin itching. I would say that it's nothing, but they're itching all over, and I can't seem to stop them with scratching it.
Perhaps you should go to sickbay.
Captain, I think that's a good idea. I'll head right down there. And he gingerly gets up and uncomfortably makes his way to the turbo lift.
Mendrak, you're not sure what they are.
Then I will head to sick bay as well.
Well, there's a lot of people in sickbay that I need to fix here. DeGrasse and Mendrock, you both probably get to the sickbay door probably just around the same time to enter it.
Oh, hello, Commander.
Oh, Androck, what brings you down here?
Strange itching and weird. It looks like bug bites on my ankles and lower legs. I wonder if something happened on that planet.
At this, DeGrasse's eyebrows go up and say, "Well, be happy to know that you're not the only one experiencing these symptoms."
That is not good, Commander. I
Yeah,
noticed something unusual earlier before I left my quarters as well. Strange power surge on deck 10 that was not repeated anywhere else.
were you able to determine the cause?
No. It just seemed like a weird power surge. It was handled by the circuits not overloading, but I have a maintenance team scheduled to look into it.
Well, be sure to let me know what they find. I'm curious.
Yeah, as am I, Commander. So I will certainly let you know.
Well, after you.
All right. Hey, Doc, you in? I talked to the nurse and tell her what's going on.
So I'm trying to find her name. Nurse Renta? I don't know how to say that. Weird names. So the nurse here asks you, how can I help you?
I appear to have some kind of bug bite or irritation on my skin.
Uh, she'll, can I take a look at it?
Yep.
Commander, what are you in here for?
Believe it or not, the exact same thing.
You and several others, unfortunately.
Really?
This is not good news.
Dr. Mackenzie is having a look at a few others right now.
Has she determined a cause?
Not yet. They've just come in a few minutes before you, actually.
Okay, well, should we join her or?
That'd probably be a good idea, Commander.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And she'll point to the door here. Anyone want to play the doc?
Have a seat.
Well, doctor, I hear that you've been treating at least a few cases like this.
So far, yes. And let's see if we can have a look at the infection site.
DeGrasse doubles over and begins furiously itching around his ankles. Doctor, this is getting much worse.
Take your shoes off, please.
And
Then Doc will take his off as well.
as DeGrasse begins taking his shoes off, he'll notice he's beginning to get hives around his ankles and his legs. Looks pretty nasty.
GM, gonna scan the infection area, see what's going on.
All right, go ahead and give me a reason medicine or insight medicine. We'll call this difficulty 1.
Immunology, xenobiology, or medical toxicology for focus.
I don't think so.
Okay. Take a threat.
I do like threat. Get 2 momentum out of it. So, Dr. McKenzie, you do note that this is seems to be consistent with definitely bug bites. But what is curious is that around the bite sites, there seems to be some kind of acid that is actively breaking down the skin molecules. And is transforming the skin particles into some type of organic material.
She is carefully going to take a sample of the site and then begin sterilization of the area.
All right. So for that, I'll go ahead and make this a controlled medicine difficulty 1 to get a sample. Or daring, control or daring.
Take a threat.
All right, get 2 more momentum. Yeah, you're able to get your samples, and then you use one of the medical tools to start to disinfect and clean out the areas. And that seems to have at least stopped. It seems to have stopped the reaction from the acid.
Then going to proceed to scan his boots or socks, essentially.
What are you scanning for?
The culprit, the bugs.
All right, give me, since you gave me all this threat, this is going to be a reason difficulty 3. Reason, this is probably going to be science or security, I think.
Spending 3 momentum. Xenobiology for a focus.
To search for. Yeah, I could probably let you have that.
Can she spend her determination? Technically, I didn't give her a value from last time.
Don't know if she has a value that fits here.
Well, she only has the one, but technically I can give her a value because I didn't add. There wasn't one added the last session she was used.
Mhm. Trying to feverishly think of one.
Will you take seen too much to be surprised? She's actively looking for what she believes the culprit, where technically he had clothing items at where the bugs might still reside at.
Sure.
I'm going to spend the determination to reroll 2 dice. And the cop still stays. That's just going to be how it is. So.
Okay. So the doctor, you do notice a type of bug. It's very, very small. If you didn't scan for it, you wouldn't be able to see it. It's that small. And just around the time that you notice the bug, the power in sickbay goes out. Everything, lights, computers, all the panels, the bio beds, everything in sickbay just turns off. And it takes a few moments for the emergency power, like the red lights to come on. So all of you are in sickbay in the beautiful red glow of the emergency lighting.
Tap my comm badge and have engineering team get on it. Find out if there's any other incidents.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
Find out if there's more power surges or power fluctuations going on.
All right, go ahead and give me a presence engineering difficulty 2. Wait, sorry. I lied. Since you're on the ship and you're the chief engineer, no roll is needed. My bad.
Good, because that's not a great roll.
I forgot that you get the superpower because for being chief engineer. So you hit your Tom badge, you call down engineering here.
power just went out and then emergency turned on in sick bay? Is there other power surges or outage going on?
It appears to be that same issue you brought to us earlier.
Any diagnosis of what's causing it?
We're scrambling a few teams now. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Let me know if you need me. And give me status updates.
Yes, Chief.
And how it help. Well, Commander, it looks like there's more going on here than just irritation.
Well, this just keeps getting better and better.
Do we know if there's a treatment for this, Doctor?
I can treat individuals in the infection site area, but we need to start doing quarantine procedures.
Oh boy.
Unfortunately, this infection seems like it's probably throughout the ship, and if these creatures are doing infecting not only have this case on human individuals as well as our ship, I will make appropriate recommendations sent to the bridge on medical procedures. Nurse, have this sample taken to the science lab and inform Lieutenant Nadan on the sample for further examination.
Yes, Doctor. But you're going to have to repeat to the GM what you just said, because I was looking at another page getting that set up.
Okay, so Dr. McKinsey is sending the sample to the science lab for Nidan to analyze, and she's sending the appropriate recommendations to the captain to follow quarantine procedures because there is infestation aboard the ship.
Okay.
And she would also notify the captain that she should take every precaution needed to be, because since both her and the commander are joint trail, they are more prone to have serious reactions to the insect bites.
Cool. So we'll head to the bridge with Dr. McKenzie just telling you what's going on in sick bay. Nadan, you received a request to analyze a sample that was sent to the science lab.
I will say to the captain, Captain, the doctor has asked me to analyze a sample taken from some personnel here for a possible infectious agent. May I have leave to leave the bridge?
Granted.
Thanks, Captain. And I'll get up and go to the science lab.
All right, Nadan starts heading to the science lab. Anything you doing up here, Captain?
I am going to do an all ship hail.
Ooh, I gotta find that now.
This is the captain. It would appear that we have picked up some unwanted guests on board our ship. Until further notice, the ship is currently under quarantine, or is taking step one, or quarantine procedure step 1. Please minimize your foot traffic and do not engage with other crew members if possible. If you're exhibiting any strange symptoms of Itching or bites, please report to sickbay immediately. Any other power-related issues or strange phenomena, please report it to engineering. That's it. Closes the channel.
And channel was closed.
Mr. Casey, erect appropriate force field protections around the warp core and vital ship systems.
Yes, Captain.
All right. So before we go to the science lab, was anything else happening in sick bay?
The doctor would be treating Mendrock.
Okay. All right. So before I leave the bridge, Casey, go ahead and give me a control security difficulty 2 to set up, the force fields and vital areas and such.
Roger that. Take one threat.
All right. Gain a momentum, and you're able to erect those force fields, following, the quarantine protocol. So you got force fields in certain corridors as well around the vital ship systems. A few checkpoints here and there. All right. So how are you treating Mendrock?
The same procedure as before with the Gross. I mean, the medical tools shouldn't lose their efficiency.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a control medicine difficulty 1.
Take a threat. Count.
All right. Gain 2. And yeah, you're able to treat the patients in here with a, like an anti-itch, antihistamine type thing.
Well, not to mention because there was that other thing where it was transforming their.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
She would also do proper quarantine procedure and dispose of their footwear and contaminated clothing.
All right. Yep, you're able to do that as well. Is she keeping them here or letting them go?
Just gonna make sure that there's no critters on them, so before I let them go. I spend 2 momentum just to make sure that they're okay, with no bed bugs on them.
You do a quick scan and you don't notice any bugs on them.
Well, gentlemen, you are free to go. If you notice any further symptoms, do not hesitate to report back to sickbay. And Commander, be especially careful. You had a little bit more adverse reaction to the bug bites.
Well, I can't thank you enough, Doctor. Am I cleared to report for duty on the bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. we'll head to engineering commander and see about getting the power issues resolved.
Please do. And as I said, let me know as soon as you can what seems to be the issue.
Absolutely, Commander.
All right. Thank you. And DeGrasse bounds up and does a brisk walk out the door and back to the bridge.
All right. We're going to head to the science lab now. Nadon, you just walk into the science lab.
I'll see if the sample has arrived yet.
It has.
Okay. Using the appropriate biohazard protocol, I will start to analyze it, wearing the appropriate level of PPE, which I'm not sure what that would be in 23rd century.
All right. Go ahead and give me. So I got to think what kind of sample it is. So it's a skin and it's a sample of that. All right. Go ahead and give me reason science difficulty 1. All right, you start to analyze the sample. It includes both a skin sample and a sample of an unknown type of acid. And it appears that the acid is having a reaction to the skin particles and is transforming the skin particles into some type of unknown organic material that seems to be high in amino acids and proteins.
Can I isolate the organic material?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a control or daring with science difficulty 2.
I'll spend a momentum for an extra die.
Wow, that's 2 critical ones. You get 3 momentum out of that. And yes, you are able to isolate the. So were you trying to get the byproduct or the acid?
The byproduct.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to isolate a few samples of that.
Cool. So I will try to characterize it in more detail then.
You could probably ask questions on it, because you had that first roll as well.
Great. Yeah, so I guess my first question would be, what kind of organic material is it making? Does it appear to be, like, you mentioned amino acids, so is it like a protein or?
Yeah, it's like high in protein.
Okay. Does it appear to be like a waste matter, or does it appear to be like it's some sort of a self-replication process or something?
It's actually neither of those.
Okay.
It looks to be um potentially turning this into like a type of food source.
Oh, it's digestion. Sort of.
Yeah.
All right. So that done, I think I'll turn my attention to whatever the infectious agent is and try to identify it.
Okay, we'll come back to that analysis. We'll head to the bridge really quick. Or actually no, we'll head to engineering. If I could find where the engineering stuff is. Ah, there it is. All right, Mendrock, you get to engineering, and as soon as you get there, they report that the power in sickbay has been restored.
Oh, well done.
They had to replace a few components, but they were able to get power back on in the section.
Any idea on what damaged the component beyond the surge itself? Like what started it?
Our initial reports don't find anything wrong with the components themselves.
Okay. Can I access the information from medical about that bug? Like scan of it so I can try to see if it's anywhere else on the ship. Like in the electrical conduit or something.
All right, Chief, go ahead and give me a reason science roll.
Okay.
Assisted by the ship's sensors engineering, I think, because you're trying to scan your engineering components, right?
Yeah. Diagnostics for computers.
No, this is probably more of a sensor operations type thing.
Okay. By a third guy.
Oh, I forgot your ship does have gel packs, doesn't it? What I said difficulty was 2, so I think you'll get 2 momentum out of this. I'll message this to you.
Somebody want to roll the ship. Nothing else I can.
What was the ship rolling?
Sensors engineering.
So 2 flipped.
Alright. Engineering to bridge.
Go ahead.
Captain. I'm here in engineering and I scanned for our invader. And there's a large amount of them in the armatorium. They don't seem to be in any of my components, but there's a good number of them there, Captain. They're probably feeding on the plant life or something.
Understood. Um, good work. If you look at any more of them, be sure to let us know.
Yeah, I will, Captain. Engineering out.
Probably around this time is when DeGrasse will re-enter the bridge.
Welcome back, Commander. Mr. Casey, seal off the Arboretum until further notice. All access points.
Aye, Captain.
See if you can't put up the internal viewers on the view screen to see what the damage is like in there.
Yes, Captain.
Well, I'm assuming that our ankles weren't the only thing that was bitten, Captain.
The Mendrock just reported in that the Arboretum appears to be infested with them.
Lovely.
Hopefully the damage isn't too extensive. If not, we'll have to probably convert the Arboretum to a holodeck.
Captain, I have internal viewers up for the Arboretum now.
Let's see how bad it is.
All right, so Casey puts the images from the Arboretum on the main viewer, and in the viewer you see thousands upon thousands of bugs swarming around the Arboretum. They're probably approximately the size of like flies. They are flying, and they appear to be on every surface of the Arboretum. They're on the trees, the benches, the walls, the ground. And as you're seeing this, you just see like the branches start to fall off the trees, and start just dissolving before your very eyes. The benches, the same thing. Like even the metals that are coat the walls are starting to be transformed into this type of goo-like material. And as other swarms of the bugs fly, basically they fly into the gel, and you start to see them get bigger as they do this.
Mr. Casey, adjust environmental controls. Negative 20 degrees centigrade.
Yes, Captain.
All right, Casey, go ahead and give me a control engineering difficulty 2.
I'll spend a threat, or sorry, momentum. Well, almost.
Let it stand.
Yes.
So Casey, you try to get the environmental controls to respond, but oddly enough, they're not responding from that section. As the entire swarm before your very eyes basically takes out the entire arboretum and moves off of the frame, leaving behind the total destruction of the arboretum in its wake. Nothing stands there, not a tree, not a stump, not a bench. Several of the concrete and the walls also appear to have small holes in them.
Seal off all adjacent decks and locations.
Yes, Captain. Recommend establishing a quarantine zone in the upper decks.
Agreed. Begin evacuation of the desk. Make sure those areas nearby of all groomers and have them scan for any bugs that might be on them. Bridge to engineering.
Mentor here, Captain.
Mandrock, is there a way to vent the arboretum into space? Environmental controls don't seem to be responsive.
GM. Is there a way?
It would probably require basically opening up that entire section of space.
Captain, it would require opening the whole deck to space.
Which is why we're evacuating the deck now.
Alright, well, then that probably can be done.
See to the evacuation is complete, Commander, and let's get these bugs off our ship.
Aye, Captain.
Chief, get a sample of a bug and transport into a proper containment vessels for study in the science lab. Just in case.
Yes, Captain. Get a team together and get in environmental suits and see about collecting a sample before jettisoning that area. Make sure everybody's out.
Mr. Casey, erect force fields around all of the blockade doors as soon as the evacuation is complete.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, so you ordered the commander to take care of the evacuation, right?
Commander DeGrasse, yes.
Commander DeGrasse, give me presence command. Difficulty of 3.
All right. Take momentum for third die, and you said difficulty 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This will be a succeed at cost task. So
Okay, so if I don't hit it, then
Well,
yeah,
you
it's
get
just
a
gonna-
complication.
yes, there's going to be a complication, but
gotcha.
GM, would you allow an assist because Casey's establishing the force fields, or is that like totally separate?
it's probably separate because you would be putting the force fields up, and he's trying to get in contact with all the stations down there. And based on the tone of his voice will mean how quickly they move to get out of there.
So Casey, you're assisting on this?
No.
Okay. So in that case, DeGrasse will.
Oh, you could be assisted though by the ship's communications command, however.
Okay.
I think that's a roll we never get.
And yeah, why not? So DeGrasse will spend his determination. Discipline is a chief virtue.
I think you have to sell me on that.
Okay. So I mean, evacuation is a discipline exercise, right? Maintaining control of the situation, along with directing people to what to do, to make sure they don't panic. That's all maintaining discipline of both the self and people under your command.
Sure.
Awesome. All right, here goes nothing.
Oh, you're rolling 3 or 4 dice.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how many dice did you roll here?
So determination, and then momentum. So I spent the momentum to get the third die, and then it would be 2 spends to get number 4.
So okay, it's technically 5 die, 5 momentum to roll 4 dice plus determination.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of which you'd get 3 of it back.
Okay.
And then we have the ship. Ship just barely missed it, though. Probably within 20 to 30 seconds, Commander, the deck is reading evacuated. The drills you have been working throughout the ship have been working dividends.
Perfect. So DeGrasse will say, Captain, evacuation complete. Everyone's out.
Mr. Casey, erect the force fields.
Hi, Captain. You'll
Probably just control
immediately
security diff 1.
hit the button.
Yeah, go ahead and give me control security difficulty 1.
Take 1 threat.
Probably assisted by ship structure security. I get 3 momentum out of that. And as force fields are reading as up.
Force field stable, Captain.
Engineering, vent the deck.
Captain. I will hit the deck.
All right. I'm going to make this a control security difficulty of 2. But I'm going to up the complication range to 3.
Wouldn't it be?
What?
Wouldn't it have been engineering? I thought
What did I say?
you said security.
Yeah. So what is it? Control engineering?
Okay.
Yeah, control engineering, difficulty 2, complication 3.
Alright.
Probably
Well-
assisted by the ship structure engineering.
I will my momentum my die with momentum, so I can activate cautious engineering needed. And I'll re-roll that 1.
Come on, complication. Damn. Get 3 momentum. And you're able to. What was that, Captain?
With the 2 float, can we establish the advantage that the deck was thoroughly vented? Like there was no obstruction from the arboretum and its adjacent area. That's
Yeah, so the whole section has been thoroughly vented. And in that section, you're not reading any other bugs.
Engineering the bridge.
Go ahead, engineering.
It is I have vented the deck, Captain. Should be good.
Begin a deck by deck search. Make sure we don't have any additional visitors on board the ship.
Aye, Captain. Engineering out. Begin the sweep of the ship.
Yep. Yeah, we'll come back to you, Mendrock. Anything else on the bridge?
Besides the captain worried that her ship will be no more by a bunch of bugs.
Yeah. Besides that, we'll head to the science lab. When I left you, Nadan, you were just about to start doing something. Please fill me in on what that was.
No worries. I was about to start trying to identify what the pathogenic material thing is.
Okay. This is going to be reason or insight with science. Difficulty 3. Assisted by the ship's sensors science.
I'll spend a momentum for an extra die.
So I guess adjusted to be difficulty 2. All right, get 2 momentum.
Thanks.
So from your scans, it looks like this is the byproduct of some type of chemical reaction that could basically take, at least from this example, organic matter of any kind and turn it into a very high for lack of a better term, a high in content food source, like highly concentrated. A lot of nutrients and energy can be derived from this substance.
Do we by chance know what species the pathogen is?
No, the ship has never encountered this before.
Okay. Can I sequence its genetics?
Of what?
Like the bug.
I don't think you actually have a sample of the
I-
bug, however.
Ordered engineering to beam a sample of the bug to the lab, but in a containment vessel.
Oh, okay, okay.
But then we
Let
did
me
the
get-
whole vent the ship thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the question is, did we forget to do that, or should I allow you to roll?
we forgot to.
we forgot to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, you do not have a sample of the bug.
Okay.
But there may be one floating in space, though, or more on the ship.
So we can tell that the creature seems to digest the skin or the flesh. Is there any way to see? Oh, that's what it is. Can I isolate the acid itself and try to identify the chemical composition of that acid?
Sure. There's going to be a difficulty 1, but a complication range of 4. Because you're trying to find a one that has not started to have its chemical reaction. So difficulty 1, complication 4.
I will spend another momentum to have a spare die. I didn't need to spend momentum, but that's cool.
What are you spending?
Oh, I said I had spent a momentum to get an extra die, and then, as it happens, I didn't need to. But that's okay.
Looks like you get 2 more momentum. Yeah, you're able to find some of the acid still that has not started to transform or has not started to react with anything. I think it's the better phrase.
Okay. Can I look in the database, like the Starfleet database, to see if there's any record of any kind of creature that uses that compound to digest its host, for want of a better phrase?
Give me. This is probably going to be control and science. I'm going to give this a difficulty of 4, assisted by the ship's computer science.
Okay, I'll spend a momentum
Maybe
for
want to
one
it's-
extra die.
I think it's diff 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You may want to probably buy more dice. I mean, we were at 6 momentum, or
Yeah, I'll spend enough to get me 2 extra dice. Be 3 momentum if memory serves. And it's assisted by the ship's computer science, right?
Yes.
Great. Oof. Okay. Hopefully the computer rolls well.
you
Not-
have determination.
Yeah, I'll spend my determination on the on mission directive, if that works, to re-roll the 2 that failed.
I don't think so.
What about setbacks are lessons, not failures, as a value?
You'd have to sell me on that, I think.
In the sense of, if I'm not able to find a specific that specific acid, I'll start by looking into insects that kind of, or not insects, but life forms that have similar lifespans, and try to get to the solution from a different point of view, like
Sure.
take a fresh set of eyes on it.
Yeah, I think I'll take that.
Cool.
Hey, you gain a momentum.
Goodness.
All right, so you search through the database to see if you can find potentially what this is from. And it takes you several attempts, and you actually find this in a very old Klingon database. Obviously, the science from a old Klingon database is not up to par, but it describes an insect that would feed off of organic and inorganic matter and would grow in size to become almost as big as their mightiest warrior, is how it's described. And they goes on to say that after a fierce battle, all hands died in glorious battle to the bug.
Okay then.
Definitely you can ask questions on that one. That was the chip down off the top of my head version.
Is there any information about how long it takes that? How long that takes to go?
There's no information on how long. However, it does say that their appetite is voracious, and it will feed off of everything it can touch.
Okay. And does it describe what this life form looks like?
As far as you can tell, it kind of describes a moth-like creature.
Okay. Lab to Captain Prax.
Go ahead.
Captain, I may have found something descriptive of what that creature could be from an old Klingon database. Basically, I was looking into the acid that it appears to use to digest its food sources. And there's a record of a Klingon ship that came into contact with a creature that did similar. Visually, it appears to be moth-like. And it's apparently quite a threat. The record is a little spotty, but apparently it grew to be larger than the largest warrior, and the ship was lost with all hands.
Do you think these creatures can survive in space?
GM, is that a possibility?
For a momentum, I could probably answer that.
I'll spend it.
We.
How do I want to answer this?
Oh, there we are. Captain, it's possible one could survive in space, but it would have to be very small. It would do so by slowing its metabolism and entering kind of a hibernation-like state. But it would have to be so small as to be almost microscopic, Captain.
Understood. GM, quick question, because we have advanced research facility whenever the ship is assisted. From a research task, whenever the ship's computer science is used, we usually should gain a bonus momentum for the use of attained information.
Oh, okay. So yeah, get the momentum back.
See what else you can dig up, Lieutenant.
I'll keep looking, Captain.
And I take it there's nothing in this Klingon lore on how to defeat them.
Unfortunately, not that I could tell in the immediate record, but I'll see if I can pull anything related to this. I'll start by looking for the ship in question and see if there's any records of any follow-up investigation or how to exterminate the creatures.
While you're doing that, see if there's a way if you can't neutralize the acid, some sort of compound that we can spray on areas that may become infected. Maybe controlling on how they feed might be the best solution to stop them.
Aye, Captain.
Bridge out. do a sensor sweep on the outer hull, see if there's any of these bugs attached to the hull that are starting to feed off of it.
I'll give it to Casey.
I'm not currently detecting any of the insects on the outer.
Any casualty reports?
Not as of now, Captain.
And what is the status of the deck that's currently vented into space?
Engineering is about ready to repressurize that section, Captain.
Let's hold off on that for the time being until we figure out if the rest of the ship is clear of the infestation.
Where do I want to go next? Yeah. We'll skip one and head back to science lab. So Nadan, you start to work on what the captain was ordered when you hear a scream from an adjacent lab.
I go to investigate. Actually, before I open the door, I will tell the computer to lock down the lab area. That way, if it's what I think it is behind the door, it can't get out. And then I'll pull my phaser and open the door.
All right, you open the door to what is actually like your animal study lab. So this lab has various specimens collected from different planets that are used for study and such. Everything from like small rodents to bugs and things like that. Even some smaller animals. When you open the door, you notice the bug infestation is actively attacking all of your specimens. And you look at the specimen and they have large chunks of their flesh and their bone has just been dissolved as they're trying to run away from these bugs that are now about the size of
Is there like an alarm button that I can press?
you probably could. They're about the size of like a softball at this point.
Okay.
The bugs are.
I will hit an alarm and tell the staff to evacuate. We'll
And Casey
sacrifice the
on
specimens if needed.
all right. Casey, on the bridge, you are receiving alert from the science lab.
Captain, security alert from the science lab. With your permission, I could go down and investigate with one of my officers.
Oh, and Nadan, can you give me a presence command roll? Difficulty 2.
I'll spend a momentum for 1 extra die. No.
Oh. So Nadan, as you're trying to get everyone out, you notice that one of the science officers is starting to be attacked by these creatures as well. There's probably about 5 or 6 of them that are actively attacking the officer.
I know I'm not good enough at shooting to protect them that way. Okay. Wait, can the type of phaser I have do an area attack? Like an area stun?
Yes.
I will do an area stun to the square that person's in, and then try to pull them out of there.
Okay. Give me a control security difficulty 2. Complication 2, I think.
That makes sense.
Unless, of course, you're just shooting the person and hitting the area around them.
I am trying to more hit the bugs. So.
Okay, so yeah, comp 2.
Does my focus in improvisation count? Because, yeah, I'm kind of flying by the seat of the pants here. There is no plan.
I don't think so.
It's fair.
The only way I think I'd let you is if I increase the complication range more.
No, thanks. Okay. Is there anything else I could do? I'll spend a momentum for an extra die. Okay. No, damn it. Damn it.
Did the who give what now? What was that, Casey?
Oh, Casey asked if he could respond, like when he received the alert. Okay, yes, then Casey will be responding as well.
Yeah.
Although I imagine he's still heading there.
Yeah, no.
Take a type 3 phaser with you and probably a personal shield.
Yeah, I was going to take Shachakrath with me as well.
So, Shakathrath is a item. Got it.
Is it
So Mendra, or sorry, Nadan, you miss.
Okay.
And your beam doesn't hit any of them, even with the area. And they are continuing going to try to attack the officer, who is kind of in full panic mode at this point. And Casey, you and your officer now enter the lab.
Did he have time to grab like type 3 shield?
Yeah, it will just cost you the opportunity and threat cost and all that.
Sure. Well, I probably don't. I'll take just the phaser then. Is there an opportunity cost for personal shields?
I have to look. I think there is.
He's pretty tough. But some extra firepower wouldn't hurt.
I have to find what page this is on. we go. So type 3 is going to be an opportunity cost of 1, escalation 2. And the shield. Same thing. Opportunity cost is 1 for both. Escalation is 2 for both.
So if you pay,
So it'll be the 2 momentum and giving me 4 threat.
right. Yeah, I might as well do that then. The shield increases my resistance, right?
I believe so.
Haven't used
Yeah,
one.
increases your resistance by 4.
Okay. Sounds good. You'll charge in then. Lieutenant Nadon, what's going on?
Bugs attacking one of the staff in there. Commander, I am not good enough with a phaser to get them off her. And I'll point. Be careful, they're growing.
P.O., you cover me. I'm going to try and retrieve them.
Yes, Commander.
Which one is under attack currently? Oh, behind the door. I see.
Yeah. This is technically the other lab.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll move up and does anyone want to play Shakrith?
I played McKinsey earlier, so if anyone wishes to do that.
I'll play her.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I guess Casey's gonna try and retrieve the crew member, and then Shakrith can cover. She has better shooting.
Okay, sounds good.
So I guess so I guess he'll just kind of try and run in, grab them, like rip any bugs apart that he has to, and then just try to pull her through the door.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah,
Girlfriend just got home, so.
he's just trying to, or gonna open the door and like run in and just try to like grab the crew member, and pull them back through as quickly as possible, ripping apart bugs as necessary. And Shakrith will cover.
Okay, give me. This is going to be a fitness security roll. I'm going to make this a difficulty of 3, complication range 2.
Okay. Would you accept hand-to-hand combat for focus for ripping bugs apart?
No. This is more or less to try to get to the person and then drag them back.
Right. Would you accept the determination spend on the value uphold Starfleet tradition because he's going back for a comrade?
Sure.
Cool. I will spend my determination then. Fitness security. I'll do. We have no momentum. I'll do 2 threat then for a 4th dice. Or 3. It's a 2 or 3 threat. I always forget.
B2.
Right. Okay, cool. Those are the rolls then.
All right. You gain 2 momentum. And Casey, you're able to run up to the officer, and then you're able to drag her back. Trying to slap the bugs away. while you're doing it. And once you get clear, whoever's playing Shakrith, please give me control security. Diff 2.
Is this to aim and fire
Yes.
at a bug? Okay. So Chakrath will aim. And then
You might
control
want to spend an
security.
extra minor. You might want to do a minor. Is there more than one bug?
Yes. Yeah, there's probably like a dozen of them flying at you at the door at this point.
Probably want to spend extra minor to charge for area. and
Okay.
shoot.
Area effect. Yeah, it sounds good to me. Cool. You said diff 3?
2.
2. Okay.
I
Well,
think I
I'll
said
give
2.
you.
Is it base 2?
Yes.
Then I have marksman. I think that lowers it by 1.
Character takes aim minor action. They reduce difficulty of the next attack by 1 in addition to the normal effects. Yep.
Cool. Diff 1.
Cool. Take threat.
You did aim, so you can reroll that 0 if you want.
Yeah.
And she has bolt security, so you can reroll that again.
Oh, they stack? I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yes, they do.
Awesome. Hey, there it is.
All right, you get 2 momentum. And as soon as Casey is clear with the officer, you just light up the room with a widespread beam, hitting all of the bugs, and they all just fall from the air onto the ground with a thud. As Nadan closes the door right after you shoot.
I'm gonna test a hypothesis and get myself a bucket of 1 normal sodium bicarbonate. It's a very weak acid that is non damaging to tissue, and I'll see. Yeah, it's basically baking soda, and what I'll do is see if that works to neutralize the acid on the employee that has been attacked.
Okay, give me. This is going to be daring medicine, I think.
Sure.
I'll still let you get the testing of the hypothesis, even if it's not the thing. But I'm going to make this a complication. Wait. There's going to be a difficulty 3, complication 2.
So you're letting testing the theory and theory into practice apply?
Probably just the testing the theory one.
Well, they are work together in conjunction.
Oh, then yes.
Yeah. Great. So that means I get an extra die, and the difficulty is decreased by 1.
So diff 2, sorry.
My daring medicine is low enough. I'll spend enough momentum to get 1 extra die. Bring myself up to 4. I think that
That'll
would be...
be 2 momentum.
Yeah. Just because I do not have great daring medicine. Yep. Oh, good. Worked.
I get a momentum back. So you take your mixture from the replicator, and I'm assuming you're just dumping it on her.
Yeah, basically.
Um,
Low-tech emergency shower.
and you notice that it does seem to stop the reaction.
Great.
She does have obviously lesions and missing skin, but it stopped it at least.
That's good.
Mendrock, where are you at this time?
I would be beginning the sweep from the other deck, looking for bugs to either transport to the science lab or contain and you know uh, space them.
All right. So you're hanging around in spacesuits basically in the open section.
Yeah, me and whatever team I have that's helping me.
Okay. Get an idea for where you're at. All right. So Nadan, you just do that. She is unconscious at the moment. Obviously, she did take an injury, so she will eventually have to get to sick bay. But she's not in danger of dying, thanks to your quick thinking.
Thank you, Commander. You really saved our bacon there.
Thank you for that quick thinking. Hopefully it will speed along their recovery process. The situation is certainly becoming more dire by the minute.
That is definitely true.
Have you made any headway on counteracting the threat?
Well, I think we just discovered that sodium bicarbonate works to neutralize the acid. So that's good. Otherwise, we'll have to do some more research into what could potentially destroy this kind of creature. Seems that blaster fire works decently, but that's not very what's the word? Efficient or safe?
I suppose not, and I don't suppose we have enough security to take over the number of pests which now infest the ship. We will indeed need a broadly applicable solution. Perhaps some sort of gas could be administered to the affected areas.
That's a good thought, Commander. I'll look into something that could potentially damage these creatures without damaging crew biology.
Well, I won't hold you up any longer. Casey will bid farewell and return to his station.
Okay. We'll head back to the bridge really quick with Casey, you just walking on. And Mendrock, you probably also around this time finish your sweep, and most of the bugs have been spaced.
All right.
Or I should say all the bugs have been spaced, so you don't find any samples in there.
Report to engineering and get my findings to the captain. Engineering to Pratt, Captain.
Go ahead.
I have scanned the ship and spaced the bugs, or they've been spaced. Probably most of them were in the armatorium.
Understood. Let's good work. Be notified though. We just had an incident in Science Lab 1 of additional bugs appearing.
Yes, Captain. I'll stay alert, have my teams scan and keep an eye out. Engineering out.
Well, Commander DeGrasse, we need a solution and we need it fast, or there won't be a ship left.
Agreed. To be honest, between Nadon and Mendrock, if we haven't found one yet, this might be a pretty hairy problem, Captain. Sir, I can try to head down there, offer what help I can. Entomology is not my specialty, especially xenoentomology, but, well, I can try to help somewhere, maybe.
Make it so.
Of course. I'll report back as soon as as soon as I think we might have a solution. And DeGrasse heads down to science, or what's left of it.
Right, anything else on the bridge?
Do a deck by deck sensor sweep of each deck, see if we can't find out more areas of the ship that are infected, and begin coordination or containment procedures.
All right, who's going to run that?
It would actually probably fall to security for intruders and stuff. So.
Yeah, internal sensors. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and have Casey roll a reason security. I have threat. Base difficulty of 3, assisted by ship sensor security.
So 2.
Yep.
It's good because my reason is terrible.
You said sensor security for the ship.
Yes.
Don't have anything to activate, I don't think. We'll do 1 threat for a 3rd dice. That wasn't a real complication. I left my complication
Oh, yeah, okay.
on from before. Sorry.
Yep. Getting momentum. All right, Casey, your scans are showing a concentration of them near the spare engineering parts cargo bay. You know, like where you keep a lot of the spare engineering parts.
Right.
And you are reading that these ones are even larger than the ones you had in the science lab. Probably about twice as big. So those were about the size of a softball. These are probably about the size of a basketball.
Captain, you might want to see this. They've appeared to have taken over the spare engine parts storage and have increased in size even greater than the ones that I encountered down in the animal sciences laboratory.
Did doing a phaser sweep seem to neutralize them?
GM.
As far as you can tell, yes. But you also weren't really looking.
Right. It does appear to have some effect, Captain. Shall I conduct one now?
Probably gonna need those spare parts. Get down there and see if you can't deal with our pest problem.
Yes, Captain. Petty Officer Shachakrath, meet me at the engineering or spare engine parts storage.
She will acknowledge.
I'll
we'll-
head down with the same gear as before.
All right, and then we'll come back to you, Casey.
Sounds good.
Nadan will be in there, and I think I'm gonna put Mendrock in there to respond to the possible damage, and DeGrasse will get there as well. Unless there's someone else you would like to be Mendrock.
No, I'll come lively told or summoned.
Well, I just figure since you've been kind of going around the ship where the damage has been taking place, this was the last place
Yep,
that it happened. So
yep, I'll definitely come then.
yeah, so you'd probably be here with your engineering team.
Yep.
Looking over the damage.
Try to ascertain what needs to be repaired.
Yep. And yeah, DeGrasse will enter the science lab.
Well, Lieutenant, I heard there was an issue here.
Yes, Commander. There were a number of the creatures in the other lab. They attacked one of the technicians. Thankfully,
DeGrasse
the
will kind of
security team was able to rescue her.
DeGrasse will exhale and say, "Well, that's good. Well, I guess we have to figure out a way to handle this infestation. So, let me know everything you know."
It's some. The creature attacks by secreting some sort of an acid to enable the digestion of matter, both organic and inorganic. I was able to find records of it in an old Klingon report, where unfortunately it seems that that ship was not able to find a way to destroy the creatures. They apparently reach a larger size than a Klingon warrior and become more fierce than a Klingon warrior when they're fully grown, assuming that it was fully grown in the report. Sodium bicarbonate appears to neutralize the acid that is secreted, but I don't know what, if anything, kills the creatures yet. Aside from blaster fire, or sorry, phaser fire.
Well, as satisfying as using phasers might be, I think we're in agreement that we'll probably need another route to go about neutralizing them. But
There should be some specimens left in the other lab, which might be useful in finding something that'll kill them.
okay, fantastic. Let's set about recovering some specimens. Do you have any PPE currently in this lab?
I'll direct the commander to the PPE station.
And DeGrasse will begin suiting up, trying to get, I guess, what protection he can in the situation. And yeah, he'll make his way towards the door with Mendrock and say to the chief, Chief, is it safe for me to enter?
Yes, Commander. Is it? I mean, I'm in environmental suit, so
Yeah, your team was able to basically turn off power to that room in case there were any exposed conduits or anything. There's still an atmosphere in there and stuff, so
mm-hmm. All right. Yes, looks safe to enter, Commander. Looks like we have some potential samples here on the ground. I am the bugs.
Okay, excellent. Well, here goes nothing. And he steps through and presumably, yeah, finds, I guess, a few of the dead bugs. You said they were about softball size?
yes.
So he maybe collects 2 or 3 and then just brings them through and asks Nadon where to place them.
I'll direct him to the workbench area, I guess.
Okay, and DeGrasse will place them on the workbench and then head back and start taking off any protective equipment. Just say, well, not sure if full suiting was needed in this situation, but with these things, and he kind of looks down at his ankles and just says, I'm not taking any chances. These are nasty. Right, Lieutenant, by all means, this is not my specialty, so more than happy to help, but I would also be happy if you took the lead on this.
I think that makes sense, Commander.
Biology
yeah.
wasn't my strongest subject in the academy.
Nor mine, but we'll make do, I guess.
All right, so this sounds like we're going into the scientific method. So the problem you guys are trying to solve is how to kill these things, if I heard correctly.
Kill them without killing crew.
Cool. So we're gonna have to figure out what discipline you would like to use. Like your science, medicine, security, whatever one you want to do. So that should probably be first.
I probably want to use science. I think that's probably going to be the better one to use for me.
All right. And then so we'll need so Nadon's probably going to be the lead researcher then. And so anyone so obviously this is one where everyone can participate in to try to come up with a solution. So I need 3 to 5 focuses with descriptions of what you think the solution would be. You know, like how you would use that focus for the solution or something. Or yeah, for the solution.
Having observed them and seeing what they do to materials, perhaps reverse engineer a way to make them reject eating and want to leave voluntarily rather than having to kill them outright. So they'll
I mean, everything on the ship is tasty to them, including us. So
like,
Hmm.
okay, well, it's an idea.
Yep.
Yep.
It sounded like you're trying to think of a bait trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe something where we could maybe research a pheromone that would be attractive to them. And yeah, essentially we could pull them away from the ship somehow.
That works. As an alternative to it, I'm taking inspiration from Japanese honeybees here, but if we could find a temperature range that our crew can tolerate and they cannot, then we could just modify the environment and make the ship physically hostile to them.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, if that works, it would be the potentially easiest solution to that problem.
And we need
And the
at
captain
least...
did order that earlier. I'm not sure their role worked out, but
I'm assuming the environmental controls were destroyed or damaged in the Arboretum.
yeah.
We'll need at least a third option.
Casey's suggestion would just be like straight up Nerf gas, but we'll have to go with that one.
Just a
Well,
big can of raid.
I mean, a
I like it.
pesticide would work, yeah.
I also have energy weapons for the ship's weapon system since I've repaired them before and stuff. So we could do some wide area extermination if need be. Shield off any critical areas and do little short bursts of bug spraying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, that might be analogous to like a bug zapper or something. If we did short bursts of energy, we could bug zap entire areas of the ship that we could just, make sure that we have personnel pulled out of.
Bug zapper, selective poison, environmental control, and bait trap are the 4 options I'm hearing. Am I missing anything?
Nope. No, I think that covered it.
Yeah, it sounds right to me.
All right, so do you want to write out the descriptions, what you guys would plan with each one for me? You know, like the brief description of it. Gotta love Casey's solution. Just shoot them.
I mean, if we make a highly toxic nerve gas, probably do the trick. We just gotta make sure we clear everything out really good afterward.
This is the start of the bug invasion.
Turn on the flamethrower.
So I just wrote them into the chat.
Bug zapper, see above GIF.
Well, basically.
Okay, so one of these will work. I obviously cannot tell you which one. So what'll happen here is I have a difficulty in my mind that you have to reach. So the lead researcher will basically pick one, and everyone with a science score of at least 2 can also roll in this. And as soon as you hit that, you guys will have your solution, basically. So the lead researcher picks one to start rolling against.
I'm going to give Nina my determination to find a solution as soon as possible because I don't want to go with the nuclear option just yet.
Captain.
To blow up the ship.
So, what do folks think is most likely to work?
I'm thinking either 2 or 3 myself. 4 is the extreme method.
Yeah. I'm kind of 2 or 4 myself. Commander, your thoughts?
I think I like 2 the best. If it works, it might be the easiest to implement.
Okay, so let's try 2 then. What's the check gonna be? Is it gonna be reason science or?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So while you guys are rolling for that, we're going to have another thing happen. So Casey and his officer, you guys get to imagine this is a cargo bay here with all the equipment. You come down here and find about a dozen of the bugs all over the equipment.
I meant to ask, can we get like a couple of small, like containers of the baking soda, essentially?
Yeah,
have
that'd be no,
on
that'd be no problem. That's fine.
as like an antidote. I'm gonna take shots, I guess. Well, what range would these ones be in then?
They're probably in close.
Huh.
And each group are on like boxes of equipment.
Right. So if I try to incinerate them by area, I might just incinerate.
Yeah, and those of you doing the scientific method roll, go ahead and roll that. Just after you roll that, Casey, Shitakreth, and the bugs are going to go. So
I will spend a momentum to get 1 extra die.
So you're kind of racing against the time to not have all your stuff destroyed, basically.
Is it anyone with a score 2 or higher?
A science score of 2 or higher minus Casey. Because he is elsewhere.
He doesn't have a side score of 2 anyway.
And there's that. So which one did you pick? You
Number 2.
environmental controls?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So you guys have 6. Casey, you are up.
All right. He'll shoot. What would the difficulty to be with the Type 3 shooting at this range?
So it adds 1 to the difficulty because they're in close.
So it would be Div 3.
Yes.
Well, at this point, it's just about saving gear, so I might as well shoot these ones first. So I assume that would be medium range.
Yes. Yeah. That's close. These 2 are medium. This one is long. The one on the shuttle is long. I'll move them in the corner to donate that.
Yeah, he's gonna take a shot at one of these.
They are grouped close together by the by.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll. So if I charge for area, I can be accurate enough to not incinerate them and not the gear, right?
Right.
Okay.
I am going to increase the complication though for
Okay.
that. So so shooting near the equipment is going to be complication 2 to make sure you don't fry the equipment.
Right. I'll generate 1 threat then.
You probably want to spend a momentum to charge for area or for aim, or not. Sorry, minor to aim.
Right.
Because with the rifle, you get to reroll all the dice.
Right. Yeah. So I'll aim, and then
Area. Yep.
Yeah, area.
Okay. That would be a hit. You may roll your damage, sir. Oh yes. All of that group just falls to the floor. They're buzzing. They're buzzing around the equipment, trying to get at it, and your shot you shoot your beam at a certain time, and it hits all of them at the same time, and they all fall to the floor, missing the equipment.
I'll spend 2 for the bonus action. I'll do shoot at these guys, fire at will, no increased difficulty, except they're long, so it'll be 3. I
Did you spend your determination yet?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so what was the difficulty there? 3, so that would probably be 4.
Or I think.
Wait, no, sorry, that was diff 2. Sorry. So you get a momentum from that. These are diff 3.
Yep.
For long range. Sorry.
Peep, peep.
You do have 1 momentum.
Okay, then I will spend 1 momentum and 2 threat for 4 dice. Just made it.
Yep. Go ahead and roll the damages. Damage again. Really, I'm just making sure with the damage because they don't have a lot of hit points. I'm just
area again. Sorry.
You wanted to spend the momentum, so you had to give him 3 threat.
That's true. Oh well. Is that allowed after the fact, GM?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. I'll do that. Then.
Yeah, I'm making you roll damage. They don't have a lot of hit points, but I got to make sure you roll enough effects. Yep, you got it. 2 groups down.
I don't think we can retain initiative, so.
All right, so they're going to go. They're still having trouble getting through the boxes, but you do notice that they are putting their acid on top of them, trying to dissolve the boxes down to get through it. Then it'll go. Oh, sorry. Just this group went. Sorry. Then it'll be Shishakrith. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. This one went.
Right.
So, excuse me. So yeah, no momentum to play with. Will you accept threat for any combat actions?
I will always accept threat.
Awesome. All right, so aim and area for the one in medium range.
Which would be diff 2. You doing the close range one?
I was going to do the medium range one,
So that
the
one.
cluster on the right.
So diff 2. Comp 2. Diff 2, comp 2.
Okay.
Well, they aim, so diff 1.
Oh, yeah, she has that superpower thing.
Are we both using phaser rifles or just one?
Yes. Yeah, both of you.
Okay, awesome. That would be a focus. And boom.
Can't get a momentum.
Where is it? There it is.
That is not enough dice. Need 4 more. Cheat bugged out.
Gotcha. So it should be 8.
Should be 9 total.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, it had 4 in the.
Oh,
The
no,
damage.
yeah, it should be 4. It's the sheet's bugged.
Gotcha.
Like, because the
Okay.
range thing's unselected. That's why. Just, yeah, you should just have that. You just roll 4 more challenge dice.
Okay. And of course, I click the range thing, and it comes up. So do you want me to re-roll GM or?
So, nope, you're good.
Okay.
Static out number effects. So now my other bug goes.
She has termination, doesn't she?
Yeah, I don't think she's used it.
You can spend your termination not to do a swift task.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
So mission directive.
Eliminate the bugs.
Yep.
Eliminate all of the bugs.
You may want to spend a momentum for area again, and then you have to probably give him a threat to do. To aim.
Okay. Yeah, both those.
Keep in mind, GM, this character does have fire at will, so the increase in difficulty doesn't count. So it should be diff 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Okay. Well, in that case, take a threat for a third die. Make sure this definitely hits. And it doesn't.
You aim,
that
so you can
marks
reroll
it.
2 dice. You can reroll those 2
Okay.
dice with.
Come on, 2 complications. Ooh.
You bought a dice with both, so you could reroll the.
Come on, complication. Hit the trifecta here.
Oh. Nice.
Fine. You get a momentum. Damage, please. Ooh.
We got a momentum, so you could re-roll those misses.
Yeah, let's re-roll those misses.
You probably just
so
want to re-roll
7.
7 dice because you want the 2 effects at least, because that would get all of them.
Yeah. So would I roll challenge dice in this case, or
Yeah. Just use the challenge dice roller.
7 challenge dice?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. You got it.
that's enough. Yeah.
Okay. Now we go back to the science team. I believe you had 6.
Looks like we're rolling again.
Did we lose Nadan?
Sorry, what?
We're back to the science team with the scientific method roll.
I apologize. My sound must have cut out or something. I honestly did not hear you. So, do we want to do the go after the same one, or do we want to switch? Since it
We
seems
should
like we didn't get
probably
anything.
still do at least one more roll on the environmental controls.
That makes sense. We're out of momentum, so I only have 2 dice to roll, so there we go.
Back in the cargo bay, Casey and Shakrith, you start looking around for other bugs.
All that threats. Uh-oh.
It's fine.
When the cargo bay and really the sides of the walls explode in a hail of sparks as more bugs, even larger in size. These are probably the size of, like let's call them the size of a dog, but they have wings, so they fly. Bust through the cargo bay in these areas. And they look hungry.
Yeah, very good. So we
Well,
have
Commander, I'll follow your lead.
we have first attack then.
Yep.
Great. I will charge for area and shoot the guys. They're at medium range. Are they at medium range?
Oh, sorry. These two are in medium. This one long.
Okay. I'll shoot these guys charging for area again.
Sorry, which ones?
I'll shoot the ones at medium first. And they're not on top of any gear or anything, right? The complication is back to 1.
Nope, they're about midway through the wall. So
Okay.
yeah, no complication.
Cool. I'll spend 1 threat then. Or generate 1 threat.
And get 2 momentum. And which group was it? The ones on top or the ones on bottom?
One's on top. I was shooting at.
You're able to take out that group.
Okay. I'll spend the momentum to swift task. Charge for area again.
You have to get
And-
threat.
Yep. And I'm gonna do 3 threat for 4th dice. Very cool.
So you don't have the thing that decreases the increased difficulty on a swift test, do you?
Yeah, I do for shooting.
Okay.
So that would be a diff 3.
All right, then we got a complication.
It's 2 momentum to quash it, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I guess I'll let it stand.
Roll damage, please.
How could I forget? That is not an injury. I'm gonna spend 1 to reroll.
All right.
5. That's an injury.
All right. So by the time it takes you to turn around and shoot this other group, they do get on top of some equipment, and you damaged the equipment that was there too. But you are able to take out the bugs.
Casey will tap his comm badge. Lieutenant Commander Casey to the captain.
Report.
We've managed to, at least from as far as we can tell, clear out the infestation here in this parts storage area. Some parts were damaged, but most were will be salvageable.
Damn it.
Hey, looks clear to me. I don't know. I don't see anything. So totally clear to me.
Are you sure about that, Mr. Casey? We're
Oh, sorry.
reading bugs still in your area.
Oh, did I not kill these guys?
There are 3 groups.
Oh, okay. I must not have noticed, or might have had a graphical glitch then. Yeah, belay that. Back to shooting. That's my turn anyway.
And I don't think you guys can retain.
No.
So those bugs land on. Actually, no, they don't land on there. They have a taste for you, Casey.
They're gonna have to come and get it then. It looks like they are.
Casey, you are going to take 6 damage as a. Okay, there's 6 damage coming at you. That is the acid
Right.
as a fly around you and try to spit on you with the acid.
I'll avoid the injury with the Karakai Order of Heroism.
Well, you do have the personal force field.
Oh, right. That's only 2 then. That is true.
I think you take 2.
Yep. You can remember being 4. 4 resistance.
It's your other science or your other security officer's turn.
So if she fires, does she have a chance of hitting Casey in this scenario?
Yes.
Okay.
Rip it apart with your hands.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could shoot just one of them and not do area. You could just aim for one.
So are they literally on top of him?
Yeah, pretty much. They're close range,
Okay.
if not in reach.
Yeah, so I can't even angle. Okay. Yeah, she'll attempt to shoot just one of them.
Right, it will be close. You're in close range of them.
So diff 3
Okay.
for base. If
Yep.
minor to
Yeah.
aim, it's diff 2.
Yep. So taking the aim, take a threat.
Can't get a momentum. Got one of them. Back to the science team.
So our total on the science roll was what, 11? I think
11.
I saw?
We should probably go someplace different avenue.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That was number 2. Gone. Thinking either 4 or number 3 right now. Does any? Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I guess my vote might be number 3.
Okay. Right. Let's go number 3 then. I guess. That works.
All right. All right, back to Casey.
Is it our turn or theirs?
It is yours.
Okay. Like so, and if I did area, I assume I would be at risk of getting shock earth because they're kind of like.
No,
Oh,
she'd
yeah.
probably be out of the way.
All right. In that case, I'll just charge for area and shoot at close range.
All right. This will be a difficulty 3.
Do 2 threat and 1 momentum for 4 dice. Momentum. Damage.
And you're able to hit both of them with your area shot.
All right, Casey's gonna take an extra good look to make sure he doesn't see any other bugs.
At this point, you're clear.
Right. Then he will inform the captain that he has him and the petty officer have cleared the
Yep, go ahead and hail.
um
Or combo.
Casey to the captain.
Go ahead, Mr. Casey.
We seem to have cleared this area of the pests. Some minor damage was sustained by some of the equipment, but most of it will be salvageable.
I believe Lieutenant Don used baking, or well, he had a chemical solution to neutralize the acid.
Roger that, Captain. We'll get out of the way as soon as possible.
Understood.
And guess he'll start sprinting out of the way of any chemical blasts.
No, as in like she wanted you to throw the baking soda on top of the equipment to neutralize the acid.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah, he'll do that then.
All right, back to the science team.
It will stay with the same one for now. Spend 1 momentum for 1 extra die. Nice one, Proc.
Okay, so in order to make your bug zapper, your team figures that you need to draw it into something, into a power source, something that it'll be attracted to. Well, which better power source than the warp core? And you figure that if you were to put some type of energy field surrounding the warp core, when the bugs go to try to get at it, it'll hit this energy barrier, thus basically acting like a phaser blast and killing the creature outright. So yeah, so that's the solution you find.
All right. Well, I have two possible foci that might help. Well, along with the energy weapon one. Work for mechanics and EPS systems to try to rig the system properly with the shielding.
Uh, yeah, I'm a little concerned about that plan. Do we want to go with this, or do we want to try to find some other solution? I'm a little nervous about having bugs in the work core.
DeGrasse will turn to the chief and say, "Well, chief, it's your warp core."
I commander. Um, I have faith in my team and myself. We don't have time to really dilly dally either, unfortunately. See, and try another solution if too many oppose.
So, would you recommend trying another solution, or?
Well, I like this idea. I just don't like it having to deal with a work order as the energy source to draw them to.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's your warp core. You know what it can withstand, and
Yeah.
if
I'm willing to try it though, because of the time is of the essence deal. Not, let's give it a shot. If it fails, we probably won't know the difference.
all right, well, we'll be sure to monitor it and ensure that hopefully no damage is done to it.
Yeah, of course. Get that shield up. Oh, well, I thought the captain did say something. My bad. Let's run it by her. That would be good. Mentor to Captain Perks.
Go ahead, Commander.
We have a possible solution.
Yeah, I've been
Sure.
monitoring your progress on this. I'm not so sure about using the warp core as a glorified bug zapper.
I do understand that concern. It certainly is not the optimal solution. Would you prefer we just try the raid effect of the gas? Or I looked into the environmental controls and it didn't seem to be a solution.
Captain, I believe what the chief is trying to say is that it is one possibility that we think we could execute. However, if you think it's too risky, we can of course look into to alternative solutions and see what we find.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right, so what is the plan? And that is a good point. Did you talk to the captain yet?
We are in the middle of that. So
Cool. So come to the bridge.
keep in mind, Commander, if this plan does not work, we're going to all die in a nice, lovely fire explosion. Bugs and all.
No, I understand that, Captain. So, if your recommendation would be that we pursue other avenues to see what else we can do, obviously we would be happy to do that.
She's gonna look over to Ops. Lieutenant Knight, how much of this ship has sustained damage due to the infestation?
We are at this point reading damage on most of the saucer section, sir, as well as damage to the cargo bays and extensive damage around the arboretum.
Commander, you have a go.
Yes, sir. Well, Chief, let's see what we can do.
Commander.
Yep.
All right, so I see 3 roles with this one. One is to set up the energy barrier that'll ultimately kill the bugs. The second role would be to make the warp core a more juicy target. And the third role would be shutting down most ship systems so that the only energy source that they could really feed off of is the warp core.
Mm-hmm.
So I see this being the first one being a difficulty 3, the second one a difficulty 4, and the third one a difficulty 3. I am thinking so for the first one, I think this is going to be control engineering or control security. Difficulty 3.
So should we have Mendrock lead that and we can support?
Okay. I'll spend the momentum for a third die. And do I have any applicable focuses?
Let me see what you got. I would say you have all of them. Yeah, I would say for all these roles, Mendrock, you have a focus.
All right, excellent. And
Just need the assist then.
I
Did
can
you have
read it.
momentum? Did you guys use momentum or did you give me threat?
I used the momentum for
Okay,
that.
cool.
So I'm gonna re-roll that one. Because I'm cautious.
So you get 3 momentum. And so you guys hear the telltale sign of an energy barrier going up around the warp core. I don't think I have the sound effect for that, but yeah, the energy barrier has been erected around the core.
And you said the next one was 4?
Yes, but I have all this lovely threats, and I'm not going to leave any on the table. So I'm going to make it a difficulty 5, complication 2.
Alright, I'm going to spend my determination. Trust me, I'm an engineer.
Yeah, because I think everyone on the ship is trusting you at this point, Mendrock.
And I will spend momentum to roll 2 dice. Since I have an automatic 2.
Were you wanting to roll another dice, Mendrock, or just that in your determination spend?
Just that in my determination, that's like 4.
All right, and then we have 2 assists. Yeah.
Hopefully somebody can hit at least 1. There we go.
And DeGrasse with the complication coming in.
I hope not.
No, please.
Aw.
Nope, just a flat 0.
All right, so your group around here adjust the frequencies and the output of the warp core, increasing its power signature and its power output in order to start attracting bugs.
And then the third one was 3.
And then, yeah, the last one is difficulty 3 to basically turn down the power output of all the other systems so that they're more attracted to this.
is a complication back to 1.
Yes.
Alright. I'll buy a 3rd die.
Mendrock killing these rolls tonight.
Yeah, that's why I'm still chief engineer.
You guys get 3 momentum out of that roll. And as soon as you start powering down the other ship's systems, you can start hear the wings flapping, and it's getting louder as the bugs are getting closer to the sick bay. And after a few more moments, you start seeing bugs flying into the energy barrier, and you get that zap sound as they run into the barrier trying to get at the warp core and falling on the ground. And you notice that energy zap sound is getting more frequent, and then you start seeing bigger bugs start flying in and hitting it. And you get some loud zaps when the bigger ones hit, some smaller zaps when the smaller bugs hit. And this probably goes on for a good hour until finally the zaps start to slow and get smaller and quieter until finally it stops.
Well, I don't know about you two, but I found that somewhat satisfying.
I certainly found it satisfying. Well done.
Well done to you.
Congratulations, Mendrock.
Thank you, Commander. His she probably knows, but mentor to Captain Brett.
Please tell me we didn't lose containment.
Oh, we didn't, Captain. I believe it's successful extermination.
Understood. We'll run sensor sweeps throughout the ship. Good job, everybody.
It's for me to clean up and engineering.
I'm sure Mr. Casey will have a fun job of vaporizing everything with the phaser rifles. Just tell him not to hit the warp core. Bridge out.
Yep. See about
Or as Casey walks into the engineering with his name being mentioned.
oh, hello, Casey, Commander.
Did we lose Casey?
Hello?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. My headset was muted. Mendrock, how did the efforts go?
As you can see, quite well.
As Mendrock points to large piles of dead bugs around the warp core, like right at where the edge of the energy barrier is, so like around this red carpet, it's just piles upon piles of the dead bugs.
Well, looks like we're going to be on cleaning stations for a few
Yes.
days at least.
Yep. As my teams will get to repairing the ship and bringing it back online.
I'll get any personnel that I can spare from my department, have them report down here, and we'll start to get all these cleared out.
Sounds good. I hope we never have to deal with these again.
You and me both.
We'll make a nice log on this solution, though, so we have it just in case.
The giant bug zapper. Genius.
Alright. I will see about getting power back enough that they can scan the ship for any other traces, and if all clear, see about restoring power to all the important systems and get to repairing.
Yep, you're able to get power back on pretty quickly because you're not in any duress anymore, and you start to get repair teams around. Back on the bridge, Ops notifies the captain. Captain, it appears that all traces of the bugs have been taken care of, Captain. I'm not detecting it anywhere else on the ship.
Well, that's at least some good news. Helm, what's the position of the Essex?
It appears that they are at the rendezvous coordinates now, Captain. Waiting our arrival.
As soon as Medrock has given word that we can travel back at warp, continue on course. Ops send a communique to the Essex that we will be arriving a little late.
Aye, sir. And I think with that, we will call it the end of Infestation.